a little Melodious package. I think this is a fairly cool thing to do. A lot of people, you read Ostinato and you think, I get to fusion summon from my deck. I'm going to put that in my deck. That sounds like a great card to have. So why not?
Wow, we're actually opening it as well. No Ash Blossom either. Let's see what the full combo looks like in this. But I mean, you do just have like full combo, right? Like if you have Diviner Ostinato. So
yeah, it's reminiscent, I'd say, of people running things like Brilliant Fusion in their deck.
Now you're speaking. Yes.
Now I'm talking your language.
Brilliant Fusion.
You just get to...
Is that back?
No, I don't think so.
Isn't it? Okay.
I don't even think by today's stand it would be as strong. But
I think they can bring
it
it back, but just get rid of every Gem Knight monster to make it legal.
Okay.
That would work.
Or just make you use 2 Gem Knights.
Yeah. If we get rid of all the tuners, we could bring back Halkify Breath, for example. You know, there's technically I wouldn't see an issue with that. But anyway, we've got Ostinato coming down here, Fusion summoning, and we're gonna have 2 bodies onto the field here. We'll see what kind of like variant combo he's going for, because we've seen people approach Ostinato in like multiple different ways. So Ethan might have something a little bit different for us.
I don't think
Have a look at his extra deck here.
Yeah, I don't think it's like a massively different from...
You say that, but like, you know, there's a difference between Apollousa, Masquerena, Vortex, and 3 fusions, right?
Yeah, no, as in, I don't think this is too different from Voiceless Voice. I think this is kind of like a little starter engine. You distract your opponent a bit.
Distract them.
Yeah, you say, aha, you thought I was playing Melodious, and then they interrupt your Melodious cards, and then you hit them with the Voiceless Voice engine.
So yeah, this is the overlay here, Absolute Dragon.
Yeah, there's about 10 Melodious cards in the deck compared to significantly more Voiceless Voice cards. Oh, is that the... I haven't seen that card used in a long time.
Well, Absolute Dragon.
Yeah, maybe I've not been watching enough Melodious combos.
You link away the Absolute Dragon, it floats into Vortex Dragon, puts an extra deck monster into your extra deck, so it's a live negate now. And you go Chain Link 3 with your Concerto, trigger all of these monsters, revive, special, and yeah, that gives you the bodies that you need, sets up your Pendulum skill, and well, after that we can then proceed to do another 1-card combo if you really want to. I mean, we saw some people incorporating this in Snake Eye because this is just such a powerful card. Ostinato just being able to do all of this alone, and then you could just, you know, overlay into Infernal Banshee, search Snake Eye Ash, normal summon. Lots of different ways that people have been adapting this.
Yeah, this is super cool. I mean, it's like you just kind of, you do something and then you do your other deck, almost. It's like crazy.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the neat parts of 1-card combos per se. If you mash them all together, then, you know, you can end up with multiple 1-card combos in your deck.
So this is a Pendulum?
You have the extra deck space. Yeah, that's Exceed the Pendulum, which specials a spellcaster, I think, from your hand. And we also establish Apollousa before our normal summon, remember. So 2 negate Apollousa, Vortex Dragon, and we haven't committed our normal summon yet. So let's see if we have Diviner. Okay, pre-prep. It's so good when you just have like gas like this, you know. It's just 2 cards doing so much just by themselves. It's really powerful.
Yeah, it's really neat because I guess if you're not making a huge use of your extra deck, like I'm not sure you do in the Voiceless Voice deck,
exactly.
It's more focused on ritual summoning. So you think, how can I use more of my extra deck? Because I'm imagining, like, in Snake Eye, do you really want to have to run, like, multiple Melodious Fusions and a couple of Odd Eyes cards?
Is that a
Pendulum
Diviner?
Yeah, that's allowed.
That's okay, all right, let's go. I mean, this is probably the biggest and most powerful Voiceless field you'll see.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Really going all in with this here with the Trias Hierarchia, attributing the Diviner. Got a rank 4 to end on as well. We can probably set up like... well, actually, we've already used did we use Masquerena? Yeah, we did.
Yeah, Masquerena's gone. But I don't know, like, what do you make with your 2 level 4s?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I thought maybe they'd be used as fodder for something like Dino Mundo later with another ritual, but I suppose not. Here comes Low. That's gonna get your spell. It's going to get your Voiceless card, and then on your opponent's turn, you have your Skull Guardian protecting all light monsters. Is Vortex a light monster, actually? I can't remember if the spell protects light monsters or ritual light monsters specifically, but yeah, generally Voiceless also, just by itself, you know, the pure version, I suppose, you just have like so much... I suppose the words would be, yeah, just protection, right? Like you have like this big Skull Guardian, which is an Omni Negate, and then you have Low, which can bring itself back, and then you can Ritual Summon again during your opponent's turn if you want, or also placing the trap face up onto the field. Voiceless always like looks, I guess, less threatening than it actually is, until you have to actually deal with the pop, the negate, and all of the protection on top of it. Plus, factoring an Ostinato, I mean, just, how do you beat this, right?
Yeah.
Like Dark Ruler or bust?
Oh, huh? Here comes the Ogre. Is Ogre, are we gonna like nib? Ogre nib?
Was there like no opportunity to Ogre until now?
What forced out the Appaloosa?
Wait, yeah. Was there, oh!
Here it is. The almighty Ogre nib, and there's no Pendulum in the extra deck at the moment.
Yeah, we can't negate with Vortex because we pen summoned out. Wait, what? Why did the Ogre?
I think he used Ogre. Oh, this is even better, because I think he Ogred the barrier, and then Nib goes Chainlink 2. Sorry, Appa is Chainlink 2.
Chainlink 3 Nibiru, yeah.
Chainlink 3 Nibiru.
Yeah, because Appaloosa is once per chain, remember, so you can't negate.
And not only that,
again.
but yeah, the Appa is not going to resolve to negate the Ogre even, because it won't be on the field. It can't lose any attack points.
Yeah, you cannot reduce your attack points to negate the Ogre, so this Ogre Nibiru combo is getting... I don't think there's a better combination of cards here to actually play through this.
There's serious like mind games playing the Ogre first, because your opponent could just let it resolve.
Yeah, exactly.
But then
there's risk,
like, what if they don't have Nibiru? Then you just let them activate Ogre? Like, that's crazy.
I think best case scenario, you are supposed to just go Nibiru, the Appaloosa, then you Ogre the Appaloosa, and it, you know, like you said, you don't get to negate because the attack can't reduce from the Ogre, causing it to leave the field on resolution.
Oh, I think.
But in the negative of that is that they still resolve barrier. So this is a little greedier, but you actually get maximum value out of the two-card disruption.
No, I think that is what I think the barrier already resolved. I think he did it the other way around. I think it was Nib, Chain, Ogre.
Oh, was it? I guess he revealed it off camera. We didn't get to quite see that.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. Oh, I'm a bit confused why Nib isn't on the field.
Why is Nibiru not on the field? Maybe they're just counting up the attack stats just now. All of this could have just been prevented if we just didn't pen summon 2 refrains. Like, we could just leave 1 in the extra deck. Your Vortex is live, you know?
I guess, you know, not everyone's playing around Ogre Nib.
I feel like you should, right? I mean, there's no reason not to. What do you gain by having the extra body? Because we know that you're going to have your full Ritual Voiceless setup. Is it Ritual Fodder maybe that you need?
I guess it's just a rank 4 on the field.
It's actually still not that bad, by the way. I mean, Ethan still gets to put down the Skull Guardian here.
Like, yeah, he's still going to have the Voiceless board.
Yeah.
Like, there's still going to be a low, and your opponent's just 2 cards down.
Oh, is this a Magnamut in the end phase as well? No, it's in response to the low summoning itself, I think.
Yeah, by low. Yeah, and that turns off the negate.
3 hand traps is how you beat this, apparently. Wow, unbelievable.
Yeah, that's really well used by Ryan, and I mean, that's devastating Magnamut. It's going to add you a Tenpai monster as well.
Yeah, you can get white if you need.
Still has his normal summon in the bank.
Yeah, we pendulum summoned the Diviner, didn't we?
Normal summon after all this. Yeah.
Let's see if there's a 4th hand trap playing it. Probably not, right? I mean, you would. I think you would hand trap your opponent early if you have that many, rather than just letting him cook for this long and then go for the Nibiru chain.
Do you risk like a Dynamondo as well? No. Okay.
Well, what can he do about Dynamondo?
Well, you can get dropleted on Dynamondo. Bad things can happen. You can get called by the grave on Dynamondo. Like, you're taking your powerful field and condensing it into 1 monster. It's always a little risky. But the upside is, like, multiple extra searches, which might be relevant.
It's hard to tell what Ryan is playing, I think, from this angle, right? Magnamut in the main could potentially give away that it's Tenpai to Ethan.
Yeah, I wasn't sure who won the dice roll. Obviously, if your opponent won the dice roll and let you go first and had a Magnamut in their deck, you're thinking this is probably Tenpai. But I expect, I mean, we can't see it on the screen here, but 99% sure he'll be searching a Tenpai monster. as well.
If Ryan won the dice roll and chose to go second, then obviously I guess that is the big reveal. But then at that point it begs the question, why would you not, like, you know, leave a refraining in the extra to negate with Vortex? Because you know that Tenpai plays like a lot of hand traps, and I would be very suspicious as to how they, like, what would your hand possibly be? Like 3 field spells and, like, you know. Oh, we have Imperm as well. Nice, awesome. No Sangan summoning, unfortunately. Do we have enough to keep playing here? Was this searched off of Magnamon? It must have been, right?
Well, it might. I don't know because we didn't see it. So you might have had that plus another dragon. If you already had that, you'd search a Chundra maybe.
Yeah.
Chundra really powerful here because it'd let you go straight into a 10, but this isn't going to be a 10. Seals pass.
There's no way. Can we attack over the Skull Guardian? Is it too big?
I think the Skull Guardian goes to 4,100 attack if you control low.
Okay.
And I think there's something that means you can only attack the Skull Guardian as well. I'm not sure if it's low or if it's the barrier.
We can't even deal with the token. We can't attack low because of the spell, I believe.
Yeah, and the token's probably massive. It was like a 5 monster token.
Yeah. Why are we activating that in the Imperm column? I guess you can't target anything anyway.
Yeah, sometimes it's fun. If you know you can't be Imperm, just put things in the Imperm column.
Just flexing. All right, well.
Oh, here comes Shuberta. Shuberta's a neat interaction with the seal, which is a little bit not obvious when you first think about it, because normally you can't stop your opponent from using graveyard effects just by banishing it, things that activate in the grave. But in this case, because seal's going to tribute itself
another ogre
for a cost. What's he ogring? Probably the barrier.
Just full of hand traps, I guess. That's what the issue was.
But yeah, so seal tributes itself for a cost and won't activate unless it's in the grave at the start of the next kind of time it could activate in new chain link. So if you use Shuberta or Didi Crow or a Bestial in response to its effect, if it tributes itself, then it won't be in the graveyard when it wants to activate, so it won't get to special summon a dragon monster.
Yeah, it's an interaction that I think there was like a rule change on it, right? Because I remember there was like a thing that was relevant a little bit, a few years ago, where if you discard for cost, like a Twin Twister or a Phoenix Wing Wind Blast, if your opponent like DD Crows the discard, they won't trigger because it doesn't. I think the correct term is it isn't in the activation location.
Yeah, I mean, cards
like
cards have to be in the right place in order to activate.
Yeah, so it's really huge as well, because getting rid of the seals when tributed for cost is, as you said, really good because it denies that follow-up.
So the seal itself would still resolve, but it looks like the Shuberta has not been used. Okay.
What did we use the Skull Guardian on?
Ogre?
We negated Ogre and then we chained seals. Why would you... Okay. Ooh, another Imperm as well.
Imperm on Shuberta.
Not protecting Shuberta. And we got Saravis in the hand. Wow. That's really powerful.
I'm interested, like, why not just chain the Shuberta? What are you holding it for?
I think he maybe just doesn't know that interaction, right?
Yeah, but no, I mean, why not just chain the Shuberta to the Imperm? Like, are you holding it for something later? Like, if you banish everything in your opponent's graveyard... No, he chained Saravis to Imperm, right?
Yeah, but he's chaining the Shuberta now.
Well, why would you chain the Saravis then to negate the Imperm?
Yeah, that's a good point. Because, yeah, you're getting the value out of the Shuberta anyway, right?
Oh, maybe...
I think this is all in the same chain, isn't it, by the way?
Yeah, I think Shuberta was... Imperm must have been chained to Shuberta. I think that's what was going on.
Yeah. Does he still get the seals here? He does, right?
I don't know the order of the chain links.
Yeah, we're not sure if he's doing this on... Okay, so he does still get the seals here. He could have avoided this, admittedly. But maybe not with the Imperm, I guess.
Well, no, because the Imperm got negated. I don't know, there's quite a lot going on, so it can be quite difficult to decode from the commentary box.
He would have used it in response if he had chained it, right?
But yeah, I don't think he did. Yeah.
Anyway, like long story short, he just didn't realize that you could just do that with Shuberta to get the max value there. But we're gonna tribute low here, bring back the Skull Guardian now. We have another Imperm. Do you need low to make them untargetable?
I'm not sure out of what if barrier or low makes them untargetable. But I think regardless, there's going to be quite a lot of damage coming in.
No level 14 synchros to make with the Chandra, unfortunately.
It's not. I don't think you let the Chandra go into the battle phase, no? You can just use the... What's the trap called? Radiance?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just use Radiance to pop it.
What's Chandra's damage step ability again?
That's the one that summons, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you go into the battle phase and start attacking Tenpai monsters, you could be in for a little bit of trouble. So it's normally best practice if you can.
Looks like Dynamondo's being made here.
Yeah, just to clear them.
That's a big token. You can just rely on that alone. Dynamondo is a link monster as ritual support, which you'd think is quite antithetical in the sense that ritual monsters feel very difficult to summon in general. So then using it to link away is quite rough.
But yeah, this is a super powerful link
does Dynamondo
monster.
shuffle?
I think if you use a
ritual.
Yeah, who's going first?
I guess we'll find out. Ethan appears to be, yeah, there it is. Starting off with a Saphira, no Ostinato this time. I think Tenpai players just naturally want to go second. There isn't like too much of a crazy thing you can do by choosing yourself to go first. The question really comes, I suppose, is if you win one of the games, do you side for going first or going second? Droll and Lockbird being used here. Wow. Prepared for the Voiceless matchup. Droll's kind of fallen off out of the meta a little bit recently, but Ryan has opted to side it for, I guess, specifically this matchup, right?
I mean, it's super annoying for Voices, isn't it? Because they want to search like multiple times.
I mean, I guess it's not that relevant now. He's just hard drawn all the pieces here.
Yeah, but you say that, but I mean, low can still get barrier if you want, but you don't get a search from barrier.
Yeah.
You don't get a search from Skull Guardian, so it's cut off like multiple cards.
Yeah, I feel like Tenpai are probably going to be okay with just dealing with a single negate.
Yeah, exactly.
We know that Ethan doesn't have any hand traps in his deck, right? Like, it's just full of... actually, there's a couple in here. It's mostly engine pieces, but yeah, only like 5 hand traps.
No, I'm seeing a lot, right? There's Ash.
Oh, there's more. Oh, I didn't see the ghost
Warner,
cards. Okay,
Ogre,
there's a decent amount. Yeah, there's about 10 of them here, plus the imperms, 12 or 13. How do you fit all of this into 40 cards? Oh, he's playing 43,
I
but
was
still.
Say, you play more than 40. That's the secret sauce.
Yeah.
You want to fit all your favorite cards in your deck?
Do you think 40 is like outdated game theory at this point?
I've never played more than 40.
Ever?
In my life. No, I have. Only to play grass or something. But I'd never be like, oh, I can't figure out what to cut, I'm going to play 42. I'd be like, I'm going to play a 60-card deck for grass or something.
I like playing a 41st talent occasionally.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe it's like just the old school mentality of consistency is key, less cards, more power. But I think in this day and age, there's just so many engine requirements that have creeped into the decks nowadays, isn't it? The percentage chance of drawing Gem Knight Garnet is not that high, but if your deck has a lot of undesirables, then it starts to feel bad, I think, when you play 40. There's a world where like you could argue like Dragon Link when it was at its peak, for example, playing 50 plus was like correct.
Like, I'd believe it, but I guess I wouldn't know. How would you decide on the number? Why do you know 40's right rather than 60 or somewhere in between?
Well, I suppose the higher card count you go, you dilute the bad cards to draw.
So you play 60 then?
Yeah, so you go up to 60, but then you maintain the number of extenders and hand traps and defensive cards you play, so you're still technically keeping up the ratio of engine pieces to non-engine.
I'd respect it if people said you want to minimize bricks and increase and keep the ratio of engines, so I'm going to play 60 cards. I would respect that, but a lot of people just play a random number between 40 and 60.
Because I like it.
Yeah, they just come to I don't know how people will arrive at that, but
I mean, that's just as powerful of a theory, right? Just I like it, Smile. I'm quite down for that.
It's like a very human thing to do. You can't decide what your favorite cards are, or on the last day you're like, I really wanted to have this card in my deck, I really wanted to play this talent, so I put it in. I just felt like it, which at the end of the day, like, the difference is very minimal, so I don't think it makes a huge difference.
So anyway, what we had here was we had the main deck Saurus monster being activated when your opponent summons a monster, and then that brings out the Ritual Saurus, who has a built-in summon negate ability, so it's actually really powerful to prevent more Tenpai monsters from being special summoned from the extra deck.
Yeah, it can negate summons which don't start a chain, or which aren't during a chain. So if your opponent just tries to synchro summon, you can just straight up negate that and banish that monster.
It's called built-in.
Yeah, I mean, Sauravis is like really powerful. I'm not sure exactly if you use a Tenpai monster as Chainlink 1 to synchro summon. I think you can negate that with Sauravis, right? Because it says immediately after this effect resolves, you synchro summon.
Oh, you mean Ritual Sauravis? Oh, good question. Yeah, I'm actually not sure.
But it's all kind of moot because I think.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We enter the end phase.
Yeah.
Sauravis gets shuffled away, and then we draw back, and Ethan is going to continue here. This is like the weak thing with Tenpai, isn't it? I mean, just one. You have all of this non-engine you can throw at your opponent, but at the end of the day, you still need to push through your play, and without Sangan summoning, you're so vulnerable.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the other thing, I mean, just going second does put you at a disadvantage a lot of the time. So you've got to think your deck's got to be so much more powerful.
Oh, is this during the battle phase? Oh my! Ash Blossom on Sangan summoning. Sorry, not Sangan summoning. The quick play spell. That's really really rough.
This is a very like slow-paced game compared to the last one where Ethan played about 30 cards on his first turn.
Yeah, I guess Droll and Lockbirds, coupled with not seeing the Ostinato, really put a spanner in the works here.
This time he is going to go for that Dynamondo.
Dynamondo summoning out into the extra monster zone.
It is a big commitment, but I mean, personally, I love, getting those 2 extra cards, but also it does always make you feel squeamish every time. Like, Call by the Grave, Droplets, they're not like the most popular cards, but they're still like there, and it could still happen to you, and it's such a big investment of your 2 powerful cards. So let's find out.
The Ghost Ogre on the trap there, I think, might have almost cut this off here, but we are going to use the Dynamondo immediately as Ryan draws for turn here. So
you can't Bestial it because I guess there's no monsters.
Yeah, no monsters on the field.
Quick play Soul Release.
All right, and then we're going to perform a Ritual Summon here. Bring out the Skull Guardian. We still have a face down as well.
I don't know, does it count as a Ritual Summon?
Oh, wow. Lo has just been the victim of a Bestial every single...
There you go. You can Bestial it. I was wrong. You Bestial it by Bestialing the Lo, and then... So Skull Guardian doesn't have a negate if Lo is not on the field.
Okay, all right. Things are going to get serious here. We're targeting to revive. The Mourner was used to negate Magnamut. That felt a little bit preemptive, no?
Well, it depends how many other hand
Ogre
traps
here,
you have.
okay.
Doing the old switcheroo.
Yeah, and
one
then
Tenpai for another.
Still get the search here, though, so we can get Chandra.
I'm not really sure how much that Ogre achieves.
Yeah, right? Like, it doesn't actually do that much. I mean, I think you just wait till the battle phase when you attempt to synchro summon.
Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it? You don't know what's going to happen, but yeah, because if your opponent can sneak through a lot of effects in the damage step with Tenpai, which is one of the better things about it.
Do we have something here? There's the Simmel Archfiends. Okay, right, we need to bring up what this card does.
I was going to say...
I think it's like... it's somewhat similar to like a D-barrier, I want to say. This turn, neither player can special monsters with the same card types they already control. If you do not control 2 or more of the same card types, Ritual Fusion Synchro Exceed. All Ritual Fusion Synchro Exceed and links you currently control gain 500. Wait, so this doesn't do anything, right? Neither player can special monsters with the same card types they control.
So if you have a Synchro monster, you can't summon another Synchro monster.
Yeah, so why is he using it now?
I don't know why he's using it now, but it's still quite... Oh, because it gives your monster 500 attack points, I guess.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't know why. Is that useful? Morna doesn't half the Magnamut, right?
Wait, actually, you don't need to use it on activation. Like, Okay, so I think it's for the whole this whole turn, right? This turn.
Yeah. So it just makes the Skull Guardian.
Basically, you make one. So essentially, it's like summon limit, right? Like you get one synchro summon now.
Yeah, sort of. It's more like rivalry. You can have one synchro monster kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? This is actually kind of strong. I don't think we can game here.
I think the reason you activate it there is because Skull Guardian then becomes bigger than the Magnum.
Yeah. So, you know, it's fine to activate it early because you actually don't need to wait until the synchro monster's on the field. It's not currently control, it's this turn. So what do you do here, actually? Wow.
You could make a big synchro straight away, but that doesn't feel great, so you could go straight into a 10?
Straight into the Transcendent?
Yeah, but I don't know. It doesn't feel very good.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. You usually want to climb up into it.
Some Archon is pretty cool, actually, because it hits Link monsters.
Yeah, I think I've seen people talk about this card here and there. It's really good, but I guess, like, why is this better than Dimensional Barrier?
Because it hits Link monsters.
Yeah, but this is Tenpai, right? So.
Oh yeah, but this was probably a side deck card for a lot of other decks as well, right? I agree. Against Tenpai, I'd rather have Dimensional Barrier for sure.
Yeah. All right, looks like we're just gonna go into Biden Dragon here, do some damage, and make a Seals. I think you can still make Seals, right?
Sealed pass.
Yeah, because you cannot special monsters with the same card types they already control. So I guess we just leave put the Biden in the graveyard. Hieratic Seal can bounce Pedra if necessary. Most likely your opponent's card, obviously, but you know if they don't have much here, which Ethan doesn't look like he is on much. Oh, we're gonna leave the Pedra out.
Yeah, that makes the most sense, right?
So you can just revive it, I guess.
Yeah, basically your opponent just can't really attack.
Yeah, do not enter the battle phase. This is gonna be the worst mistake of his life.
But that is one of the things that makes the Tenpai deck really powerful. You think Ethan will pick to go first?
I think so, right? Your deck seems like, oh wow, he's letting him start. Okay, interesting.
Imagine if your opponent just played Heat Wave after you let them start.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Do we have anything on Ryan's side? Cosmic Cyclones could be okay. Go first and second, as well as Dimension Shifter, but looks like he hasn't drawn it. Ooh, Seals Pass versus a Ritual deck. Doesn't seem amazing.
I'm wondering, does he run a Kaikimura Drago?
Not on the sides.
Because that's super annoying. Because I think a lot of both the Voiceless Voice and Melodious cards are all pretty much all light.
That's a kind of mind game, I suppose, right? Because if you enter the battle phase, you can trigger a whole bunch of Tenpais if they also set something like Sangan Summoning, for example. Like right here, for example, this could be an issue. So you kind of don't want to enter the battle phase, but if you do enter the battle phase, then you do need to deal with the Quackimera Drago if they play it. But we're going to have a lot of gas here as Ethan activates Ostinato.
Has he just fused 2 cards from his hand?
Wait, there's no way. Wait, I think he's checking to see if you can Ostinato from your hand. You can, right? Surely?
Wow. That's not what you want to see.
Yeah, don't you just hate playing like 3-2-1 ratios of your engine requirements and then just seeing like half of them in your hand? That's rough.
I mean, that is the downside, right? If you're just running Melodious, Ostinato, you're always going to have Melodious monsters in your deck. But when you have, you know, you've got 3 Melodious cards you want to see and 4 you don't want to see, so that's going to happen.
It is the trade-off, unfortunately, when you get to have such a powerful engine.
Yeah, I think because you're running such a small package, and I think it's literally just 3 refrain and 1 couplet.
Yeah.
And I think during the combo,
but you still have to play the this guy.
Yeah, that's couplet, right?
Isn't couplet the spell?
No, that's concerto.
Oh yeah.
And you use all the copies of refrain. I think you use all of it by resolving 1 Ostinato, so not ideal to have them in your hand.
Ryan could have a bunch of hand traps here backed up in order to deal with this, but it looks like we're going to go with Seals immediately. Okay, activating the scale, chaining to bounce. Now we get to summon out from the deck here, most likely just into the Searcher, and then we sit tight on the battle phase, and potentially, I guess, you're scared of risking the...
You're going to want to summon one from the grave, right?
Oh, okay, yeah, just set them both up here immediately, so yeah, do not want to enter the battle phase here. Get the search here as well, and now you have your synchro play for your opponent's turn.
Yeah, you can't really attack anything unless you deal with both of these monsters. It's a nice play from Ryan there, bouncing the couplet so you won't be able to search Concerto. Because you can't just activate it again because you've already tried to use it once this turn.
So dealing with the Tenpai monsters before the battle phase, there's a couple of ways to do it, right? You think we go for SP at some point?
Yeah, almost certainly at some point.
Does that exceed the pendulum?
That is exceed the pendulum. What does this card do? You seem to know it better than me.
Adds back and then specials a spellcaster as a quick effect from the hand.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it kind of like if you can somehow get to this before your pen summon, it's absolutely incredible because you just will absolutely get to pen 5. And it creates like multiple zones as well, so it's usually how you typically do. Oh wow, Pendulum Diviner. I think I'll trade off drawing like 2 or 3 of the refrainings and engine requirements of my Melodious pieces if I can also just pen summon a Diviner after resolving Ostinato.
Yeah, sometimes if 3 of the cards in your hand aren't great, the other 3 can really make up for it. Oh, what is going on here? Level 12 synchro? Actually, no, it's more than that. Because doesn't Diviner gain the level? I mean, it's not a level 12 synchro, but, you know. Diviner gains the level and is a tuner. Oh, we're tributing 3 fairies!
Yeah, so the Tribute 3 Fairy effect, I think, destroys all monsters on the field, right? Or destroy a card, at least.
Wow, I've never seen that before.
And then you also get the Tribute effect of Diviner here, which is powerful. Into low. Yeah, no, that's really sick. Okay.
So wait,
nice.
if you tribute 3 fairies, you get to destroy 1 card? What do you get if you tribute 2 fairies?
It's got a bunch of effects depending on how many you tribute. I'm surprised that's doesn't seem to be hitting as many as I thought it would here. Let's see, Hierarchia. So 2+ destroy 1 card, 3 draw 2. Oh wow!
Oh, wow,
yeah.
she gets to draw 2. This is insane. I've never seen people do this before. This is a really cool interaction between the Melodious deck and the Voiceless Voice deck.
Yeah. All right, and we've also got Skull Guardian down here. Barrier is also up. This is really powerful.
How do you decide what's down and what's up? Like the Skull Guardian's down and the barrier's up?
I guess, yeah, good question. When you think of a barrier, don't you just think of like a barrier that's like a dome, you know, like protecting the field?
Skull Guardians are specifically up. One of them is left.
Is that an access code?
That is an access code.
Yeah.
That one is forward. Yeah.
Onto the front lines he goes in the extra monster zone. Resolution here, you got to do something, otherwise we're losing our whole field here. This back row's been chilling for a while now, not doing anything.
But it can't necessarily. You've still got 1 negation at least with the Skull Guardian.
Yeah, there's not really a lot you can do here.
Is that like 3 Sangan summoning in Ryan's hand?
I see at least 2, right?
Like, you can add a card during your main phase, but that's not going to do an awful lot.
Or summon from hand, but yeah, we just negate here. Activate the effective access code, and destroy by banishing. And yeah, that was a Link 3 monster, 53 plus the Skull Guardian low, and that's more.